Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Well, we have developing before us now one of the strangest cases in church history. Consider, the Obama White House has now declared that religious institutions must begin paying for contraception in their employees' health plans. What certainly seems to be a violation of religious freedom is going to wind its way through the courts, it seems, if the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops follows through with its plan, which by all indications it looks like they're going to. But consider further the great irony present here. The bishops are outraged that such a matter can come to pass. Good for them. Outrage is the correct response. But now they appear to be rallying the Catholic troops to gather round and support the cause of defending religious freedom in the specific case of birth control. See the great irony here? For years, almost 50 years now and counting, much of church leadership has either passively rejected the teaching on birth control or, in some cases, actively worked against it. From the very first moments that Pope Paul VI issued his shattering encyclical, Humanae Vitae, on human life back in 1968, which proclaimed and affirmed the Church's age-old teaching that the marital act must always be open to the transmission of new life, meaning no birth control, clerics and religious ran like mad in the other direction. Theologians decried it, they denounced it, they pilloried it, and many religious just sat by silently on the sidelines and let their chanceries and seminary faculties and theological advisors trample the Holy Father's words. That kind of rebellion doesn't happen with no consequences. In fact, it was left unchecked for so long that it's proved to have devastating consequences. The percentage of Catholic laity who either use birth control or support its use is over 90%. One recent survey, in fact, revealed that 98% of Catholic women of childbearing years practice some form of birth control, at least periodically. So step back for a second and look at this. Yesteryear's church leadership in America, as well as many current chancery personnel, have pushed or stood mute on the subject of birth control. Taking the cue from the leadership, Catholics, all these years later, now simply reject out of hand the Church's teaching that they were never taught at the beginning, and they consider now laughable. And then Obama comes along, and challenges the paper tiger that is the current state of crisis in the Church in America in which she now finds herself. And in response, many of the bishops and their staffs snap to, as they should, and try to rally the troops behind a concept that they should oppose this incursion by the feds into church matters on the very subject over which 98% of American Catholics disagree with the Church. Seriously? Hats off to the bishops for challenging Obama and his Catholic in name only, shouldn't be using the name Catholic, Secretary of Health and Human Services Kathleen Sebelius, but after these past 50 years, they shouldn't be surprised if they sound the trumpet blast and lead the charge, only to look over their shoulder and see no army and no soldiers running up the hill with them. The generation of bishops before them took care of that. They may well win the legal battle that is looming, and they should, but Obama could not have struck at a weaker point in the defenses of the shrinking population of faithful Catholics. If you consider yourself a Catholic and you think birth control / contraception is legitimate, then you need to learn more about this issue. As an aside, we produced a CIA, Catholic Investigative Agency, special on this very topic a couple months ago, and we think it's well worth the watch. It's called Contraception Deception, and we've attached a link to it right on this page. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.